Praise Yah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Welcome, TV Land. I'm Bishop Ronald K. Harrison Jr. Welcome. We are in service already. We are in Shabbat. I welcome you to the house of Yah. We are having a glorious time, fine time, awesome time already. And you know, you get the last part of it, or the late part of it. I already been rolling already, so I guess you got to come to service to hear the beginning parts of that. If you come to Onslow County, Jacksonville, North Carolina, we here at 118 Cheney Avenue. You get a chance, you come in, you can worship with us here at Bethel. Again, I'm Bishop Ronald K. Harrison Jr. Now, I welcome you again to the house of Yah. The times of service here at Bethel is we on Shabbat, starting at 11:30. Then on Yom Ravi at 7, and then that's Yahuwah's study instruction of Torah. And then we get the beginning of Shabbat, which was last night on Yom Shishi and Yom beginning of Shabbat at 7. We had Minister Fabian speak on the laws last night, which is great. And again, TV Land, we talk about that. A lot of y'all churches and a lot of y'all people don't even go over the laws. That's why a lot of y'all in sin. Some of y'all in sin in ignorancy, and some of y'all in sin presumptuously or willfully. Is that right? Is that correct?
Yes.
I had to get that because y'all been teaching about that presumptuously. And like David said, y'all forgive me my presumptuous sin. Right? You know, I understand that now, boy, that presumptuous sin. David, boy, you know you don't sin willfully, boy, with Bathsheba, boy. You don't did it many a times. Not just that one time, boy, even though he was told that was Uriah the Hittite's wife. Now, we're not in the sermon. Let me get off this thing real quick. We got to do our Shabbat scripture, but before that, the creed of the Bethel is Ephesians 4:5. We believe in one Yah, one faith, one baptism. Get that right. If you want to understand what the Bethel, what we believe in, is Ephesians 4:5 and Ephesians chapter 2, verse 20. Our foundation, Bethel's foundation, built upon the apostles and the prophets, and Yahushua the Mashiach. He is the chief cornerstone, so I want you to get that in your head. I want you to get that in the Bible and read that, what we stand on. So don't say, well, I believe this and I don't believe that. No. We believe in what Yah has said. And what the apostles and the prophets and Yahushua, he's the seal of it. You know what I'm saying? That's right. He come in truth. You know what I'm saying? Yahushua come with the law, but Yahushua come with grace and truth. All right, we get ready to get into our Shabbat scriptures. Anybody got a Shabbat scripture they want to share? Come on and speak it and share it. Come on, somebody. Well, y'all always got me up here preaching the Shabbat, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Pat, Bishop.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll go to Isaiah 66. I'll read that one for us.
Oh, please, thank you. Oh, thank you. I need permission to speak.
Starting at verse 21. I will also take of them for priests and for Levites, saith Elohim. For as the new heavens and the new earth which I will make shall remain before me, saith Elohim, so shall your seed and your name remain. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Shabbat to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith Elohim. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of men that have transgressed against me. For their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh.
There you go, I like that. All right. I like that. It says, for as the new sunrays and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, says Yah. So shall my seed and your name remain. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Shabbat to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, says Yah. I like that. From one Shabbat to another. And when it's a Shabbat, that's 7 days. Every Shabbat, one Shabbat to another Shabbat. So we worship on this Shabbat until another Shabbat. We worship last Shabbat until another Shabbat, which is this Shabbat. And I love that. From one Shabbat to another Shabbat. We're going to worship before him. And who is him? Is Yahuwah. Yahuwah is who we worship on Shabbat day. And they're going to do that in the new millennium. Not now. We should be doing it now, but why is it worship in the new millennium? Because Yahuwah said so. Yahuwah never stopped. He never stopped worshiping. That's why we need to be worshiping him. We need to be praising him on Shabbat day, TV land. You too. You need to find your Shabbat church and start worshiping him. If you don't find one, you're welcome to join this one. Come on, get on with the fun. You know what I'm saying? We have fun in Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? We up in this doctrine, up in this law, statutes, commandments, and precepts. You know, one new moon to one Shabbat to another. Mark. Hallelujah. Let's go to Yirmiyahu chapter 17. Anybody else got anyone I want to share? All right. Verse 21. Thus says Yah, take heed to yourself and bear no burdens on the Shabbat day, nor bring it in by gates of Jerusalem. Neither carry forth a burden out of your house on Shabbat day, neither do you any work, but hallow you the Shabbat day, as I commanded your fathers. This is y'all hear me? Y'all talking to the people what y'all said. But they obeyed not, neither inclined their ears, but made their necks stiff, that they might not hear nor receive instruction. That's how hard-headed we are. We don't even receive instruction. We don't even want to hear this instruction. We got the instruction, but we don't even receive it. And it shall come to pass, if you diligently hearken unto me, says Yah, to bring in no burdens through the gates of this city on Shabbat day, but hallow the Shabbat day to do no work therein, then shall there enter into the gates of this city kings and princes sitting upon the throne of David, riding in chariots and on horses, they and their princes, the men of Judah, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and this city shall remain forever. And they shall come from the city of Judah, and from the palace about Jerusalem, and from the land of Benjamin, and from the plains, and from the mountains, and from the south, bringing burnt offerings and sacrifices, and meat offerings, and incense, and bringing sacrifices of praise unto the house of Yah. But if you will not hearken unto me, to hallow the Shabbat day, and not to bear burdens, even entering in at the gates of Jerusalem on the Shabbat day, then will I kindle a fire in the gates thereof, and it shall devour the palace of Jerusalem, and it shall not be quenched. And we already know that happened. We already know that happened in Babylon because they didn't want to keep the Shabbat day, because they were stiff-necked. The people that day, when Yirmiyahu was speaking to them, right here, they obeyed not, neither inclined their ears, but they made their neck stiff, that they might not receive the instruction. That's what happened. They were like that. That's why Yah came and destroyed the temple right there in Babylon. He came and pleaded with them before he destroyed the temple. You know, he had Yirmiyahu come and talk to them, pleading to them. But they are trying to hang up Yirmiyahu, put him like in prison too. You know what I'm saying? They want to hear him, want to shut up his mouth. They want to hear him.
Don't forget the stairs. So, made your head as hard as fire.
There you go, stiff neck right here. You know what I'm saying? Did not even receive instruction. But Yirmiyahu, man, flint. Had a face like flint. Just like Ezekiel, face like flint. You know what I'm saying? They not turned. You know, he had it cruelly, man. Most of his time, during that time, was in jail. Let's go to Nehemiah. I was reading this the other day. Chapter 13. Nehemiah chapter 13. Thank you, Yah. Verse 15. In those days, saw I in Judah some treading wine presses on the Shabbat, and bringing the sheaves and laden asses, as also wine grapes, and figs, and all manner of burdens, which they brought into Jerusalem on the Shabbat day. And I testify against them in the day where they sold victuals. So where's they dwelt men of Tyre also therein, which brought fish and all manner of wares, and sold on the Shabbat unto the children of Judah. in Jerusalem, did not contend with them with the nobles of Judah, and said unto them, what evil thing is this that you do, and profane the Shabbat day? Question mark. And profane the Shabbat day. Did not your fathers thus, and did not our Yah bring all this evil upon us? And at verse 18, I read verse 18, compared it to Yirmiyahu chapter 17, when he's telling about how he's going to destroy this place, which he did. That's what Nehemiah was reminding them what Yah did in Babylon, when he sent Babylon to destroy the temple. That's what he reminded them. They just built the temple, man. They just fixed the gates around the temple. You know, now he got to remind you what our fathers done did.
Just fix the squeak in it.
You know what I'm saying?
It's working great now.
Yeah. Yeah. Did not our fathers, did not y'all bring all this evil upon us, upon this city? He asked me a question. Didn't you see what had just happened? Now y'all told Cyrus, gave us permission to build the temple again. Now we building that. Now we gonna build the gates. Now you gonna go do this stuff again? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing, man? Ain't you crazy? You just trying to remind them, man. Didn't y'all just destroy them through Babylon? And you gonna go ahead and do this again? Come on, man. Verse 19. And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Shabbat, I commanded that the gates should be shut, and charged that they should not be opened until after the Shabbat. And some of my servants set, and at the gates that there should no burdens be brought in on the Shabbat day. So the merchants and the sellers and all kinds of wares lodged without Jerusalem once or twice. Did I testify against them and said unto them, why lodge you about the wall? That's Nehemiah. I like that. Why you lodge around the wall? They probably sitting up there waiting, man. You know what I'm saying? So they can sell that stuff, you know. And Nehemiah walking around like, man, why are you lodging on the wall, man? What's up? You know it's Shabbat coming on, man. You know what I'm saying? Wait. All right. It says right here. Oh, man. In verse 20, I testify against them and said to them, why you lodge about the wall? If you do again, I will lay hands on you. From that time forth came they no more on Shabbat. And I commanded the Levites that they should cleanse themselves, and that they should come and keep the gates to sanctify the Shabbat day. Remember me, O my Yah, concerning this also, and spare me according to the greatness of thy mercy. And again, I like that how Nehemiah, Ezra, even Daniel, you know what I'm saying, talking about remember us, man. You know what I'm saying? We ask that because we're doing this act. Remember us before y'all come and destroy this place. You know what I'm saying? Have mercy on me. Because I don't spoke, like I said, Nehemiah was the watchman. He watched and he told them. You know what I'm saying? We are the same. We are watchmen and we let them know. And that's why he said, y'all remember us. If they don't want to obey, you do them. Don't do us. Don't include me with their folly. You know what I'm saying? I'll let them know. And that's what Nehemiah was saying. Remember me, your great mercy. When it's time to bless me. Don't bless them, you know. If they're going to keep on in that folly, remember me. I warned them. I told them. But most, like I said, when you do those things anyway, he ain't mostly pleading for him. He's just pleading for his whole household. Generations afterwards. You know, it's a generation thing. You might not just come in your time. Your children, your grandchildren, and children afterwards might need the same blessings that you prayed for at that time. That's why Yahushua said, I have mercy on 1,000 generations. Just because of you, those 1,000 generations from there might get mercy. But he says, one that hate me to the 3rd and 4th generation. Think about that. Because what your forefathers did, it's coming to the 3rd and 4th generations. They want to talk about, why did y'all do this? You better think about what your ancestors did. You know, one of the first one that they committed, hanging up slaves and cursing up slaves and all that stuff, man. And the 4th and 5th generation is still getting it. You know, they was taught. You know, just like the Gibeonites, man. What Saul did to the Gibeonites, man. He did something he wasn't supposed to do, and he knew better. And like I said. And then when David prayed, he found out. He went to them. They said, we don't want no gold and treasure. We want 5 of them so we can hang on the tree. That's bad. You know? So, think about the 4th and 3rd generation. Alright? Let's go to, thank you, Yahuwah. Anybody got any scripture they want to share? Let's go to Exodus chapter 20. Exodus chapter 20, this is probably the last one in Shabbat scripture. Verse 8, remember Shabbat day, to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor, do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Shabbat of Yah. And then you shall not do any work, you, nor your son, nor your daughters, nor your manservant, nor your maidservant, nor your cattle, nor the stranger that within your gates. For in 6 days Yah made the heavens and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested on the 7th day. Wherefore Yah blessed the 7th day and hallowed it. Alright? I like that he says he rested on the 7th day. Wherefore Elohim blessed the 7th day and he hallowed it. You know, 6 days Yah made the heavens and earth. 6 days. They keep on forgetting that. Yah wants you to make sure you know that he created and made things in 6 days, but on the 7th day he rested. He wants you to know that. So you keep your mind on Yah and give him thanks for the 6 days that he done made. 6 days that he done created. So on the 7th day you come here and give him praise. You honor him for that. But when you don't come on the 7th day, you ain't honoring nothing from Yah. You put all pleasures and all things on you, saying you are Yah. You are God. You the one that created everything in 6 days. You do what you please on the 7th day, but that's a lie. Yah wants you to remember that he did all these things. So you come back on the 7th day and give him praise. 7th day, you come and give him honor, give him glory for all the things he's done on 6 days. You come and worship him. Like he said, he told the children of Israel that you know that I sanctified you. That's what he said. I know that I sanctified you. And that's what we do. We know coming here to know that Yah has sanctified us through Yahusha, through the atonement. When we come on the 7th day, we come and let him know that we know that he sanctified us. That we know that we praise him and worship him for what he did for the 6 days. You know, then on the 7th day, we give him honor, we give him glory, we reverence him. Because he didn't have to. Yah could just let us die. Yah didn't have to create us. They didn't have to Adam and Eve no sin. He said, I'm done with you. It was vain that I made man. It was vain that I created man. He could say that. It was worthless. And that's it. Done. But Yah loved us and gave us Yahusha. He had a plan all the way from man to Yahusha. That's why Yahusha said, I'm the first and the last. Yah knew what he was going to do. First and last. To get rid of sin. First and last. That's what I love about Yah. You know, he thought about me before I was even born. Thought about Yah. He knew he was in the womb, being a prophet. So I think about Yah when he said he knew us before he was even born. So he thought about me. He had this already in plan. Always already in effect. So that's why we come on Shabbat day to worship him. Come on Shabbat day to give him honor and give him glory that's due. It's due to him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't making us do it. That's why he give you a choice. That's why he give you life or death. Blessings or curses. That's just a choice. He says choose life. He said, why should you die, O Yeshurel? You know what I'm saying? That's what Yah says. You know what I'm saying? You can't stand man that choose death. You give him a chance to live, have life. You give a man have a chance to be blessed. He gave us a chance to be blessed, but we choose to be cursed because we don't want to be obedient to him. Like he said, we don't want to receive instruction. We want to be stiff-necked. We want to be rebellious. We want to be prideful. So Shabbat is for real. And that's why I speak Shabbat, I teach Shabbat, love Shabbat, because we are Shabbat people. We are blessed people. We are his people and blessed people. You don't keep Shabbat, you're not blessed. Don't think you prosper. You might be prosper because Satan let you prosper for a minute. Satan wants you to be blind. That's why I say make you prosper, so you stay blind. So when it's time to go home, you're going to miss out. Then you say, well, I was ignorant. Well, it's too late. You were still in sin. When Yah said, I came and knocked at the door. Yah said, I came and knocked. Yah said, I sent my prophets. Yah sent my priests. Yah sent your brothers and sisters. Yah gave you the Dabarim, but you didn't want to take heed to it. It was pride. All right, again, that was our Shabbat scriptures. Praise Him. Hallelujah. Now it's time for the meat of the matter, and we will go on and talk about the sermon. Let us pray. Yahuwah, we thank you again, and we praise you and honor you, Yahshua. Yah, you gave me the word again. I thank you for the diary that you give me, that I may give to the people, Yah. Yah, let your word go forth. Let the rock of this teach, Yah. As the word is spoke, Yah, let it open up ears. Let it heal hearts. Let the hearts be of flesh and not of stone, Yah. The ones who receive, let them receive. The ones that want it, Yeshua, then let them take it from them, Yah, and let them be blinded because they don't want to receive. We do all things in Yahushua's name. Amen. All right. My sermon today is servant of sin. All right? Y'all caught my attention last week. I don't think it was a Yahuwah study or last week. It was Yahuwah study about the servant of sin. People don't understand. If you want to sin, you are a servant of sin. Point blank. That's what Yahushua said. If you like sin, you're a servant of sin. And you don't know our Father. You are just no death. You're going to die. A servant is the one who he obeys. You obey righteousness of Yah, or you obey the evil wickedness of the devil. That's what servants are. Who are you going to serve? Who are you going to serve? That's what Yahushua said. If you like sin, you're a servant of sin. We're going to talk about that. Servant. All right, let's go to Yachanan chapter 8. Let's roll. Again, we do a lot of reading in this house, which I like, so y'all can open up your Dabarim, you read for yourself. Again, you got a chance, get your notebook, write the scriptures down, and go back over yourself as if you're not too much tuned in the scriptures, that you want to know the scriptures and get used to going through the Dabarim. Write the scriptures down. And then when you get down, when you get a chance, go back over it and read it for yourself. And when you read it for yourself, y'all going to minister to you. Y'all will talk to you through his word. All right, verse 34. Yahushua answered them, very, very, I say to you, whosoever commits sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abides not in the house forever, but the son abides forever. And again, whosoever commits sin is the servant of sin. Commit sin, what you mean by commit sin? That you already know what you're doing. You committed sin. So you are the servant of sin. When you're sinning, commit sin, you know you're going to commit sin, you know you're doing sin, you are the servant of sin. You say you should not abide in the house forever. That's what Yahushua said. Yahushua said you should not abide for the house forever. He said that. Because we already know the wages of sin is death anyway. The wages of sin is death. Point blank. If you're going to sin, be the servant of sin, then you got death. All right, let's roll. Same chapter, verse 42. Now we're going to talk about a little something different. Same chapter, verse 42. Yahushua said unto them, if Yah were your father, you would love me, for I proceed forth and come from Yah. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Why do you not understand my speech? I like Yahushua, he be asking questions. Even because you cannot hear my words. You are of your father, the devil. And the lust of your father will you do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, you believe me not. Which of you convince me of sin? If I say the truth, why do you not believe me? He that is of God hears Yah's word. You therefore hears them not, because you are not of Yah. We're going to talk about the servant of sin. The servant of sin is Satan, the devil. He's the father of it. So if you are a servant of sin, you are a servant just like your father, the devil. If you like committing adultery, you're just like your father, the devil. If you like murder, you're the father like your devil. Lie, cheat, A liar. He's a liar from the beginning. Why he's a liar from the beginning? Because he betwixt man 1/3. He lied to them. He's saying us. If you love to lie, you're a father like your devil. Like the father of the devil. You just like him. You committed sin. You're a servant. That means you're a servant to what? To who? Satan himself. We get down to it. Talk about you continue to say great vow. All you gotta do is go to Yahushua and keep on forgiving. Nah, man. I'm gonna call you a servant of Satan. You know better than that. You know what I'm saying? You up there shacking with your girl out there. No, you in church every Sunday, church every Shabbat, and you still shacking with your girl. All you gotta do is take $60, man, and go down to the courthouse, man, and marry her real quick, man, for the magistrate. Then get behind your pastor, man, and consecrate you, man, through marriage. As simple as that. You ain't got $60, you sorry. You can't get no cans, no bottles, man. You can't hustle a job and get $60. You just want to stay in sin. Huh? Stuff like that. Because you are a servant. A servant of sin. And your father is the devil. It says so. Because he was a liar from the beginning. That means you're a liar. Straight up liar. You know, you want to be a liar just like your father. You want to lie to yourself. You're a liar. Think you're playing something. Let's go to Revelations 12. Come on, we're just going to read a little bit. I just want to tell you who's the beginning of it. Who's the servant? You're the servant of your father, the devil. You want to continue in sin. A servant of the sin. Who man committed sin is a servant of sin. That's what Yahushua said. A servant. You already got the Darim. The point is, we got the Darim. We got the word. Minister Faith was, man, the last 2 weeks preached the law. I know it convicts somebody. It convicted me. Made me check myself. Y'all, man, come on. Not these things again. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not sinning, but still, like, you know what I'm saying? And Israel say, I like this because we don't go with the laws. It's just take your peek, man. Tune it for me. Let's go, let's read one and down. And there appeared a great wonder in Sharim, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon on her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars, and she being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, Sharim, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads, 10 horns, 7 crowns upon his head, and his tail drew the 3rd parts of the stars of Sharim, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And I like that. Verse 4. And his tail drew 3rd parts of the stars of heaven. He's talking about the Melechis. Satan did. He lied to them. And it did cast them to the earth. Because if he lied to them, they was unholy. It could not be in Sharim no more. And she brought forth a child, verse 5, and it was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up to Yah and to his throne. We already know that talking about Yahushua. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of Yah, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. And there was a war in Sharim. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. All right, we're talking about that war. And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in Sharim. And the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which to deceive the whole world. Satan, which deceived. And he deceived, that means he a liar. That means he a father of lies, deceiver. He was cast out into the earth, and his Melechis were cast out with him. The 1/3 that was beguiled, tricked, lied to. And I heard a loud voice saying in Sharim, now has come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of Yah, and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren of our brother is cast down, which accused them before our Yah day and night. The accuser, we already know the accuser. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death. All right? I stop right there. I can go down more, but we understand, again, there was a war in Shamarim, and he was cast down to the earth. And down in the Malachi's. Reason why. We're going to continue on. I'm just getting down to the servant part of the sin. I'm getting down to the beginning of the sin. And if you get this one point of the beginning, so you won't be no servant of sin. Because if you are a servant of sin, you are like the father of your devil. And I'm going to start calling you devils. They get mad. They get mad with you out here now. You start calling them devils. You know, they want to fight you. You start calling someone, you're a devil. I can't stand that, but you are. You are a father like your father, you just like your father, the devil. You tell them that, they're ready to fight you. You know what I'm saying? They be ready to fight. But you speak the truth to them. They're lying, adultery, fornication, cheating, murdering, doing everything. Then the Malachi's went down to the women. You know what I'm saying? The evil ones. They committed fornication. Man, let's go on. Let's go to Lucas 11:17. I'm just getting the base of the sin. The base part of the sin. Verse 17. Verse 17. But he knowing their thoughts said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth. If Satan also be divided against himself, how shall this kingdom stand? Because you say that I cast out devils through Beelzebub. And if I be Beelzebub, cast out devils, by whom do your sons cast them out? Therefore shall they be your judge. But if I with the finger of Yah cast out devils, no doubt that the kingdom of Yah has come upon you. Again, I just want to show you about the kingdom of the devil. He does has a kingdom. Since he got kicked out of Shamarim, he got a kingdom. He got some people, man. All right? I just want to let you know. Satan do exist. If you don't think he don't exist, like I said, you lying to yourself. You ain't ignorant. I'm just saying you're lying to yourself. He don't got you lying, which he is the father. That's one thing Satan want to do. Satan want you to believe that he don't exist. If he gets you that, you're done. All right, Lucas chapter 10, verse 14 to 21. It says right here, and it shall be more tolerable than for Tyre and Sidon at the judgment than for you. And you, Capernaum, which art exalted to Shamarim, shall be thrust down to hell. He that hears you hears me, and he that despises you despises me, and he that despises me despises him that sent me. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Yah, even the devils are subject unto us through your name. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fallen from Shamarim. Behold, I give unto you powers to tread over serpents and on scorpions and over all the powers of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Notwithstanding in this, rejoice not that the rock are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in Shamarim. Rejoice. All right. Again. I shared that how Satan, Yahshua said, I see Satan fall like lightning. You know what I'm saying? And that's where he's rehearsing that too. Again, it's falling that Satan don't have no power. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about this people like us, that we have power to tread over serpents, over snakes, and everything. And that comes through Yahusha. We already know that the kingdom of Yah came to his people. But again, I'm letting you know that Satan has a kingdom. Let's go to Ezekiel 28. I'm just talking about the servant of sin, and I'm talking about where the beginning of the servant of sin came from. Ezekiel 28. Verse 13. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of Yah. Every precious stone was your covering: the sardis, the topaz, and the diamond, the barley, the onyx, the jasper, the sapphire, and the carbuncle, and gold, the workmanship of your tabret, and all your pipes were prepared in you in the day that thou was created. You are the anointed cherubim that covered, and I have set you so. You was upon the Kadesh mountain of Yah. You has walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. You was perfect in the ways from the day that thou was created till iniquity was found in you. That's verse 15. We already know that Satan, iniquity was found in you. By the multitude of your merchandise, they have filled the midst of you with violence, and you have sinned. Therefore I will cast you as profane out of the mount of Yah, and I will destroy you, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stone of fire. 17. Your heart was lifted up because of your beauty. You has corrupted the wisdom by reason of your brightness. I will cast you to the ground. I will lay you before kings, that they may behold you. You have defiled the sanctuary by the multitude of your iniquities, by the iniquity of your traffic. Therefore will I bring forth a fire from the midst of you. It shall devour you, and I will bring you to ashes upon earth in the sight of all them that behold you. All they that knew you among the people shall be astonished at you. You shall be a terror, and never shalt thou be any more. All right. Verse 16. By the multitude of your merchandise, they have filled the midst of you with violence, and you have sinned. Therefore I will cast you as profane. Verse 16. Out of the mountain of Yah, and I will destroy you, O covering cherub, in the midst of stone of fire. Verse 15. You was perfect in your ways from the day that thou was created till iniquity was found in you. This is talking about Satan, man. This is one of the servant that you are. If you are continuing to sin, you are the servant of sin, and you should not abide forever. Yahushua said you should not abide forever. You should abide in Shamarim. Verse 17. Your heart was lifted up because of your beauty. Yah has corrupted your wisdom. You has corrupted your wisdom by reason of your brightness. Think about your wisdom. You think about he had wisdom, but he corrupted it by his beauty. All that Yah has gave him, all that Yah has given him, his brightness don't mess it up. By reason, your wisdom, reason of your brightness, I will cast you to the ground, what Yah says. I will lay you before kings, Yah said, that they may behold you. You have defiled your sanctuary by the multitude of your iniquity, your sanctuaries. Think about his surroundings. Your surroundings. By the iniquity of your trafficking. When you're trafficking, that means he was doing something. Therefore will I bring forth a fire from the midst of you, and it shall devour you, and all will bring you to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold you. That's the beginning right there. That is the beginning of sin. Which he said, Yahushua said, you are the father of, so you like the father, like your father. He was a liar from the beginning. He was a liar. This is what he's talking about. He was lying from the beginning. Let's go to Yeshayahu, Isaiah chapter 14. A little bit for the beginning. Yeshayahu.
Isaiah what?
14, please. Trying to get there with y'all. Y'all faster than I am, boy. Y'all be drawing y'all guns out. I'll be losing. I ain't quick shooter like y'all to get to the scriptures. I ain't never been, man. I've been trying. I ain't never got like that. I just can't get quick. Yeshayahu chapter 14, verse 9. Hell from beneath is removed from you to meet you at your coming. It stirred up the dead from you, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nation. all they shall speak and say unto you. Aren't you also become weak as we? Aren't you become like unto us? Your pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of your violins, your vows, and the worm is spread under you, and your worm covered you. How art you fallen from Shamarine, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation? For you have said in your heart, I will ascend into Shamarine. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yah. I will sit also upon the mountain of the congregation in the side of the north. I will ascend above the high of the clouds. I will be like the Most High, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the side of the pit. They that see you shall narrowly look upon you and consider you, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdom, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the houses of his prisoners? All the kings of the nation, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abomination branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, just through with a sword that go down to the stone of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Again, I start right there. We're talking about Satan. Again, the reason why, he thought he could put his throne, he thought he could sit on the throne of Yah. He thought he had high-minded and carry order like Yah. But again, if you continue like sin, you're the servant of sin, you're like your father, the devil. And I was reading about people that are sinning today. They're like the father, like the devil. Their father is the devil. Everybody want to commit a sin, like we said earlier, they don't receive instruction. They are stiff-necked, they're rebellion. Who do you think it was? Satan was there. Satan started all of this. Satan started it. Satan got 1/3 of the angels right there. And from there, they went into the daughters of men, the daughters of Yah. You know what I'm saying? Went into them. And you got all wickedness in high places now. You know what I'm saying? Chief men in high places, spirits, now roam the earth now. You know, it's always going to be right now disobedience, wickedness on the earth because of Satan. Satan started all this stuff because it was iniquity found in him. He found in it. So, tell me about it. If you want to commit, and if you want to continue in sin, you are the servant of sin. And you, like I said, you are like your father, the devil, because he's in sin. He's iniquity, and he's not going to stop. He's trafficking. He's back and forth, continuing to sin. Let's go to Second Thessalonians, New Testament, chapter 2. I'm going to give him praise, for he's worthy to be praised. 2 Thessalonians. 2, 1-12. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of Yah, Elohim Yahushua Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that to be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, or neither by spirit, rock, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of the Mashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called Yah, of that is worship, of that he as Yah sitteth in the temple of Yah, showing himself that he is Yah. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work, only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. We got verse 7, talking about the mystery of iniquity. Well, who is the mystery of iniquity? Satan is the mystery of iniquity. We already talked about the last few scriptures about the mystery of iniquity. Do already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And who will let away? I mean, if you committed sin, you are the servant of sin. You're going to let that sin take you out? It's going to take you out. That means you let it take you out. You already know that it's working already, but you're going to let it take you out. After y'all done gave the word, after y'all done sent your prophets, the priests, after y'all gave the rock of this to tell you to get out of sin. But you're going to let it take you out. Verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom Yah shall consume with the rock of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. We already know that. That's when the millennium coming. When we come back with them, with Brother Faith, Minister Faith ready to go that day. Had his sword and everything ready. All right, I don't know what horse you ride, but I already got my horse, man. I got me a chief horse, man. You know what I'm saying? The one with the spotlight like that. You know how the chief be riding around? That's my horse right there coming back. Even him who's coming is after the working of Satan with all power. We're going to go back to verse 8. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom Yah shall consume with the rock of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the work of Satan, like that. Look at that part. Even him. Talk about people that sin, the servant of sin, whose coming is after the work of Satan. After the work of Satan. That is the servant of sin. With all powers and signs and lying wonders. Signs and lying wonders. The ones like Satan. And with all deceivableness, all unrighteous in them that perish. Because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Love not the truth. Ones don't love not the truth, the ones that are rebellious, ones that don't want to receive instruction, one that is stiff-necked, one that is the pride, high-minded. Those are the ones that don't want to receive the truth. Like our forefathers, like our brothers, like our forefathers. They didn't want to see it. Musa told them. Joshua told them. The judges told them. King David, Samuel told them. You know, Elijah told them. I remember they come to Elijah to Mount Carmel. He had to send fire down. Area 51 was tearing them up. To the last 50 said, they came on the knees and said, please, Elijah, please save me in these. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to change from their sins. They don't want to change from their wickedness. Shame on you. After lying wonders, with deceivableness, verse 10, of unrighteousness, of them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth. They don't want the love. The love of the truth is to be obedient to Yah, to keep his laws, statutes, commandments, judgments, and precepts, that they might be saved. Verse 11. And for this cause Yah shall send them a strong delusion, that they should not believe a lie. And that's reprobated mind, strong delusion.
That they should.
It should not. It should.
That they should.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. That they should believe a lie. I'm sorry. Thank you. That they should believe. Now again, that's reprobated mind. That they gonna believe it when Yah put that delusion in you. And for this cause Yah shall send them a strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. And that's bad when y'all got a lie for you and you gonna believe it. You know what I'm saying? That he blinds you. You know, and messes you up with a reprobated mind that you just gonna take that morsel and just run with it. You know, and it's a lie. And you going straight to hell. You know what I'm saying? Praying for you. You done heard my prayers. I prayed for you. Dang, boy. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with this. You mention your name, you come to the house of Yah. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. That's nothing but Yah.
He reached out and touched me.
Very good. Well, I'm glad you're in the house of Yah for a second now. He's giving honor on Shabbat day. Maybe he may bless you today on the Shabbat day. I already spoke that earlier. Don't let me preach on that again. But verse 11. And for he shall cause Yah, and for this cause Yah shall send them a strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth and have pleasure in righteousness. In verse 12, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth but have pleasure in unrighteousness. And if they have pleasure in unrighteousness, it means they the servant of sin. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Have pleasure in unrighteousness. They are the servants of sin. So we already know who their father is. Their father is the devil. He is the beginning of sin. but they have pleasure in unrighteousness. But our forefathers was like that already anyway. And mothers, man, but it came for us. We never stand up. Adam didn't stand up. Adam was weak, so we all weak, man. I ain't saying, still like that. They won't stand up for sin. We know sin's right there. They won't stand up and say, sin, get away from me. Sin, get behind me. We all got power. Then what you think the 70 came by and said, Yahusha? Hey, man, the devil even bows down to you. You know what I'm saying? We still got the same power today, but we won't even use it. Because we see sin under there. Sin capitalizes. Especially we in Babylon, we got sin everywhere. We just love it. Like we said, what we said. It might be lawful, but it's not expedient. It's lawful for fornication around here. It's lawful to be shackled up. It's lawful to keep abortions. It's lawful to adultery. It's lawful, man, to get high now in some states. It's lawful to drink beer all day long. You know what I'm saying? It's lawful.
King crab.
Yeah, there you go. King crab. It's lawful to do all those things. But is it expedient? It's not expedient for my soul. I'll do all those things, I won't get to Shamarine. I'll do all those things, I won't get to heaven. But when I do all those things now, I'll be big king glory up on the earth, be macking on the earth, be doing all the things on the earth. Boy, doing everything on the earth, man. I do all those things, bro. I'm high up there on the earth. You know what I'm saying? I can do those things. But is it pleasing to y'all? Yeah. You won't get everlasting life. That's what y'all's talking about. Y'all want you to live forever. Yahuwah wants you to live forever. Everybody know what forever is. Yahuwah wants you to live forever, for eternity. We want to live for 100 years. 100 years ain't nothing compared to Yah. It's just a dream to Yah. It's just like the wind blow like a chaff. And it's gone, vanished. It's like a story told. Y'all said it's just like a little story. That's what I'm saying. That's what y'all told me. Y'all told me you just a little story. I'm like a couple of stories. I'm like a little chapter. You read a chapter, that's it, man. That's me. That's all y'all says. All right, come on, we're moving. Romans 6, 1 and 2. We were talking about the servant. The servant of sin. One that commits sin is a servant of sin. And he does not abide in Yah forever. That's what Yahusha said. Servant of sin. All right? Romans chapter 6. And this is why we can say the scripture right here. Verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Yah forbid. How can we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? That's why you say that. Can we continue? No. You can say that now. Now you got a reason why you say that scripture. Because if you could continue in sin, you're a servant of sin. You tell people that. You keep on saying you're just a servant. You tell them that you're not going to abide in y'all forever. I say that. Let's go to Colossians chapter 2. Roll a few more scriptures, man. Y'all bear with me. I ain't preached in a while. They ain't acting up too bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy, boy. It's still up a little bit, but I'm preaching a little bit now. Eyes are back. Eyes are back. Thank you, y'all. Eyes are back preaching now. Colossians. I think y'all for giving me my message today. He gave me 2 messages. I told Brother Favor and Mr. Favor. He gave me a couple of messages today, but he impressed on this message. So, all right. Colossians chapter 2, verse 18. It says, let no man beguile you of your rewards in voluntary humanity and worship of angels, intruding into those things which have not seen, vainly puffed up by his fleshly mind, and not holding the head from which all the body be jointed, and bands having nourishment ministered, and knit together, increasing with the increase of Yah. Wherefore, if you be dead with the Mashiach from the rudiments of the world, why as though living in the world, as you subject to an ordinance, touch not, taste not, handle not. I like that. That's in privacy. Touch not, taste not, handle not. Now I can preach on that. That's what we should be saying out there. Touch not, taste not, handle not. Which all are to perish with the using. Perish with using. After the commandments and doctrines of men. Commandments and doctrines of men. Like I said, it might be lawful, that's commandments and doctrines of men, but it's not expedient. Which things have indeed shewed of wisdom, and will worship in vanity, and neglecting of the body, not in any honor to the satisfying of the flesh. If you then be risen with the Messiah, seek those things which are above, where the Messiah sitteth on the right hand of Yah. Set your affections on the things above, and not on the things on the earth. For you are dead, and your life is hid with the Messiah in Yah. When the Messiah, who is our life, shall appear, then shall you also appear with him in glory. Here we go, verse 5. Mortify, therefore, your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil conceptions, and covetousness, which is idolatry. For which things sake the wrath of Yah come on the children of disobedience. I want y'all to see verse 6. For which things sake the wrath of Yah, the wrath of Yah comes on the children of disobedience. In the which you also walked sometime. You also walked. I'm talking about us. And when you lived in them. But now you also put off all these anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Lie not one to another, seeing that you have put off the old man, which is deeds, and have put on a new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him, where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision nor uncircumcision, barbarians, Scythians, bond nor free, but Messiah is all in all. Put on therefore as the elect of Yah, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering, forbearing one another, and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as the Messiah forgave you, so also do you. All right? I'll start right there again. Again. Messiah. Be like the Messiah. Taste not, handle not, touch not. You know, mortify those things, dead those things, uncleanness, adultery, fornication. I'm talking about lying, blaspheming, uncleanness, filthy communication out your mouth. This is what Apostle Paul was talking to the Colossian church. Still the same thing, but you got to remember, Apostle Paul was a Jew. He was Yahudim, Hebrew. So you already knew that already, but he was speaking that already out. Let's continue on to Romans chapter 6, a couple more scriptures, so we about done, man. Again, we're talking about the servant of sin. Servant of sin, servant of sin. Commit a sin, you're a servant of sin. Commit sin, you're a servant of sin. Commit sin, you're a servant of sin. You need to tell people that now, bro. Keep on sinning, you just a servant. You should not abide forever. You should not abide forever. That's what Yeshua said. You should not abide forever. You shall not. You will commit fornication. You will commit adultery. You will commit a lie. Be uncleanness, man.
Judge not this. You judge. You the devil. Boy, they gonna run in that boy.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna be judged that same way, I'm gonna judge you, man. You doing all this stuff, man, and I'm trying to do all that, and you won't make it in. Devil is a lie, man. He ain't making it in. What think you won't make it in? All right, Romans chapter 6, verse 10. For in that he died unto sin once, but in that he lived unto Yah. We're talking about Mashiach. Likewise, reckon you also yourself to be dead indeed unto sin, but alive unto Yah through Yahushua Mashiach our Yah. Let no sin therefore reign in your mortal body, that you should obey, if it in the lust thereof. Neither yield yourself members as instruments of unrighteousness unto sin, but yield yourself unto Yah as those that are alive from the dead, and your members as instruments of righteousness unto Yah. For sin shall not have dominion over you. Sin shall not have dominion over you. For you are not under the law, but under grace. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law? Again, but under grace, Yah forbid. Again, verse 15, Yah forbid. Know ye not that to whom you yield yourself servant to obey, his servant you are, to whom you obey, whether of sin unto death or whether obedience unto righteousness. That's the scripture I want you to see. Verse 16. Who are we going to be? Who are you going to obey? That's the servant you are. Verse 17. But Yah be thanked that you were the servant of sin, but ye have obeyed from the heart, that from the darkness which was delivered you. Being then made free from sin, you became the servant of righteousness. I speak after the manner of men, because of the iniquity of your of the infirmity of your flesh. For as you have yielded yourself, you yield your members servants to righteousness, and to iniquity, unto iniquity. Even so now yield your members servants to righteousness, unto holiness. For when you were the servants of sin, we were freed from righteousness. What fruits have ye then in those things whereof you are now ashamed? That's verse 21. What I like how you say that. What fruits have ye then in those things whereof you now ashamed? Those things that you did in the past. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed that I got high back in the day. I'm ashamed I got drunk and all kind of craziness. I'm ashamed I was snorting cocaine all day long, all night long on the table, nose bleeding and everything else. I was ashamed hustling, selling drugs, you know what I'm saying, trying to get all the money I can. I'm ashamed of smoking a pack or 2 packs a day. I'm ashamed of sleeping with all kind of women, man, even sleeping with married women that know they were married and stuff to try to beguile them so I could sleep with them, just to have something and let them go back to their husband. I was ashamed of all those things, those fruits thereof. Those are the servants of sin. I don't enjoy that stuff again no more. I don't enjoy all that. I want to be the servant of righteousness. And that is the Mashiach. And the servants of righteousness are obeying his laws, statutes, commandments, judgments, precepts. All right, verse 22. But now being made free from sin and become a servant to Yah, you have your fruits unto holiness, and to the end everlasting life. And to the end everlasting life. That it is the end everlasting life. In verse 23, which we already know, for the wages of sin is death, but the gift of Yah is eternal life through the Mashiach, Elohim. Gift of life. And we already know Yeshua did it once. Yes, sir.
I'm going to add this too.
Go ahead.
You misunderstand when the Bible says you're free from sin. It's not saying you're not under the law. It's saying that you're walking in righteous now, so you're free of sin.
There you go.
Because righteousness. Not because you accept Christ, you're free from keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. It's because you're walking in him.
That's right.
And Christ was free from sin because he walked in righteousness.